So, what is going on with my Dying Light channel? Well, we'll find out in a minute, but first, if you are one of the 21,500 people who have subscribed to my channel in the last year and a half, then I thank you very much, and please do stay subscribed. But if you're not one of my subscribers and you're wondering who the hell is this guy, then let me tell you. My name's Wayne, and I'm going to introduce you to my channel right now. It's just a small channel that's become popular in the last 2 years, mainly thanks to the game Dying Light. I do have playlists for other content on the channel too, but it was the amazing Dying Light fans that really helped the channel grow, gaining it 20,000 subscribers in the last year alone. So the channel was in a really good place in the lead up to Dying Light 2 being launched, and I honestly thought that the sequel would be the launch pad for this channel to take it to the next level. But then on the exact same day that I published my Dying Light 2 review video, the day before Dying Light 2 was due to be launched, I received an email from YouTube that kind of spoiled the occasion. The email was headed with "YouTube age restricted your content," which made it sound like they meant my whole channel at first. It then goes on to say that they've reviewed one of my videos and determined that it may not be suitable for viewers under 18. So straight away I'm thinking, well, if a real person's actually reviewed this, why are they still using terms like may not be suitable and not simply that it isn't suitable? Anyway, the end result is that they've now age restricted it, so nobody logged in as under 18 or anyone who isn't logged in at all will be able to see it, and the video was now only able to make revenue from YouTube Premium. The video in question was merely a tutorial about finding OP weapons early on in Dying Light, and it's been one of my most successful videos with over 340,000 views, and it brought over 1,000 subscribers to the channel too. You might be surprised to see that it's still only made £874 since being published, as I don't use unskippable ads, but it was still making a steady £10 a day on average right up until the age restriction, when it basically just fell off a cliff and was now only earning pennies. So one of my most successful videos was basically now flatlining, and it could potentially impact the rest of my channel. I really didn't want to delete it though, as I'm told the restriction only applies to the video in question. I'm still very proud of it and I think it should stay up. I did turn off monetization though in the hope that my channel wouldn't suffer from this. But then 2 weeks later I received another email telling me that they'd now age restricted one of my Cyberpunk videos. Okay, admittedly, the title of this one does look dodgy, but there was absolutely no nudity in it, and, again, it was just a tutorial video. This one hadn't done particularly well, so I just deleted it outright in the hope it would lessen the impact on the channel. But did it work? Well, when looking at the channel stats, there's no doubt that views on the channel took a steep downturn from February onwards, and all 17 videos published since the 3rd of February combined have only got about the same views as some of my single videos were getting prior to this date. And you can even see that my Dying Light 2 review video that I published on the 3rd had an initial spike in views, but then flatlined within a couple of days. A massive spike, then it just dropped off to nothing. The overall impressions on the channel, that's how many people YouTube shows my video to, had dropped by 26% in February compared to January, and then a massive 55% in March, so it seems that they just aren't recommending my channel anymore. But the most weird statistic I found is in the age and gender groups. If I look back at my videos before February, then you can see that most of my viewers are male and aged between 18 to 34, but there was still a percentage of viewers in all other age groups and genders. However, since February, I've been seeing whole age groups going down to 0% and a 100% male-only audience. In fact, my last 3 videos haven't had a single female viewer or a single view from anybody under 18 or over 34. Now this strikes me as being very strange, and I haven't seen this before. I mean, does this really mean that those groups simply aren't interested in my videos, or could it be that they haven't even been notified or had my videos recommended to them? It seems just way too exact to be the first option for me, and this is the reason that I feel the channel may have been shadow banned in some way. After running a community poll on my channel yesterday, almost 80% of my subscribers said that they hadn't seen any of my videos recommended or received a notification when I published any of them. So, do you agree that something's wrong here, or could it simply be due to my content or the subject of the videos? Now, this is where it gets tricky, because all of this happened right around the same time that Dying Light 2 launched, and for many that game was a disappointment, so any decline in views on the channel could well have been because of this too. Other channels were still doing pretty well out of Dying Light 2 content though, so there was still a market for it, but it does seem as though nobody really cares about new so-called DLC or parkour challenges for the game. I mean, these GIFs in response to a Dying Light 2 tweet this week, when they announced some more parkour events, really sum up the mood around the game right now, and I have to say they're pretty funny and spot on. So it is entirely possible that the channel has had less views due to a lack of interest in Dying Light 2, but a recent news video I did about the next-gen patch for the original game also didn't get many views, and that is the game my channel has always been popular for. Of course, it could be me and my style of video, but apart from trying a couple of short clips, I've pretty much been using the same formula that I always have done, and I honestly feel that I've upped the quality a bit by adding music in my recent stuff too. I might be wrong about that, of course, but generally my feedback has always been pretty positive, so I'm fairly confident that the decline in views isn't entirely down to me, otherwise the channel would never have gained 20,000 subscribers in a single year. So what do you guys think? Should I delete one of my favourite videos, a video I'm proud of, a video that's brought a lot of subscribers to my channel? Of course I can't be sure that YouTube is shadow banning my channel. It may well be down to several other factors that I just talked about. Should I dispute the age restriction against my video? I mean, yes, there's some, zombies getting their heads chopped off and stuff. On a 6-7-year-old game, the graphics aren't exactly the most realistic. There's nothing really that graphic about it in my opinion. What would you do? Would you delete the video? Would you dispute the claim? Would you just ignore it and crack on as normal? Either way, I do appreciate everyone sticking with the channel. Please do stay subbed. There will be more content coming. I'm just, wondering how this is all going to play out in the next few months. I'm going to have to see. But anyway, do stay subbed. There will be more content. I'm working on a couple of other things at the moment. And if you aren't receiving notifications on my channel, please do take the time to have a little look, see if you are actually still subscribed to my channel, and make sure your notifications are turned on. And if all that's fine, then please also look out for community posts on my channel, because I'm going to start posting them every time I do a video, just so that there's another little avenue to highlight that I've published something new. So yeah, as I said, I really appreciate all the support this channel's had. Got to look on the positive side. It's a little bit of a blow to the channel, but things must go on. And it's always just been a hobby of mine really that ended up becoming something slightly bigger than I expected, and I guess I've just got to remember that it is still pretty much just a hobby that's become a little bit of a side gig for me, so yeah, that's about it really. So tell me what you think in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like. If you love Dying Light especially, I will still be covering Dying Light 2 despite the fact that it doesn't seem to be quite so popular yet. But I think that once it sort of comes out the other side of all this controversy and, there's more content for it, etc., it will grow into the game that I guess we all hoped it would be. Fingers crossed. Right, that's it. I will see you on the next one. Cheers.